Hopefully I got sound. Walking up the stairs with the old man. I do some working out. Whole thing's moving too. Come on, trusty Rusty. You can do it. You can do it. Here we go. Just a little further, girl. Right. Come on. Oh, I can't. Oh man. I have to use a regular pipe wrench. So much less room for a pipe wrench under there. Don't you turn. Goofball. All the stuff out of the way. So you can look. All the stuff up out of my way. know I can work. What if I just take that off? Work that independently. Possible I could do that. I can grab those nipples. To keep that from turning too. Take that apart, that's going to turn, and all that's going to do is turn what's up top together. So I need to hold top down with the bone. This thing, let me find a comparable. Fixture for it. Oh. Yeah, that's it. That stuff right there, that's the problem. Now, it's supposed to be there, but it's supposed to be a barrier to stop that water. In my case, it ain't working. So I gotta reapply. So hold this in place. I'm turning that larger gasket down low so that I can release this basin. That's basically it. This doesn't even have to come all the way out. It just has to come up enough to get underneath it. That is called plumber's putty, by the way. See if I can find you just want that's the nut that we want to turn. There we go. Now we can release what's up top there. Pull those gaskets down. The rest of that plumber's putty. The whole thing is loose now. So, again, that stuff's called plumber's putty, same as ba-da-bow. Pull this out. Clean off the old putty. Once it's clean, also going to clean up top. This stuff never dries. It stays in putty form. So it becomes a permanent seal if it holds properly and it's put in properly. Because it's a putty. And this is old. So you can keep one of these containers for a couple of years. What's up, Sophia? What's up, Fetty? Couple more people in there I'm missing. Sorry. Sorry, I'm blind. Blind in one eye, but I can't see out the other one. All right, putty. I like to get it from the bottom because it's fresher, more pliable. Just like play school putty, you make a snake. What you want is an unbroken snake. It's long enough to wrap around the entire perimeter of your drain. You want relatively similar thickness all the way around so you don't have weak spots. If you don't make it, all is lost. I'll go back to the store and get new putty. Just kidding. You get more putty. Make a little more snake. Slap it right over top. Just like school. Take that thing. Drop it right back in the spot you just cleared out. And we reattach all the things. That's attached. That's attached. It's just a gasket to take pressure off of this. Now, as that starts to snug up, you gotta then begin to secure it up top because the whole thing will spin. You don't want that because You don't want that stuff to squeeze out. So I'm gonna put my bone tool back up top inside of the grill. I'm gonna just hold it while I turn it. And as I turn it, you should be able to see the stuff squish out. That drain back to center. Get over there. All right. And then with my other hand, I'll turn down below. And that'll put pressure on, starting to tighten that gasket down. Now, at some point, I have to use this pipe wrench. Yep. And it just starts squeezing out slowly. So that is our seal. Like if you're doing a glue up, you'd be looking for where is the squeeze out. Same thing here. Looking for the squeeze out. And you want it happen all the way around. If it don't happen all the way around, you didn't put enough in there. And this is the point which I believe I come to the realization that my nut underneath here may be broken. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, it's giving good. Doing it. Once you've got that full seal, cut around it. Take away your excess. I don't like that. I think I need another one of these basins. Let's watch this. Watch this. This shouldn't happen. Catching that, and it gets tight. But keep going. We'll pop loose. I don't know what to do about that other than replace it. But let's see, it may be short, but we can always test plumbing. Go ahead and run some water in it. Anything in my hand gets wet. It's leaking, and we're leaking from here. Yep. All right, we're good. We're dry. Now I can start putting that ceiling in downstairs. That's what I was concerned about. Is this is directly above the new bathroom that I'm building down there. And it's about time to put the ceiling in so I can get this electric in so that I can see. Always when you tile, you want to tile in the room with the light that's going to be in the room already in the room. Because if you don't, and the direction of that light changes somehow, your tile can end up showing inconsistencies because you didn't notice it because the light was hitting it differently. Tile is very particular like that. Those joints will show what we call lippage. Next to impossible not to have a little bit of that, but you want to make sure that you're in the room with the light that doesn't expose that or minimizes that at the most, just so that you can have a nice consistent look. Just gonna put all this stuff back down home. I'm gonna feel all extra personal being underneath somebody's sink. Pack our box. So the room was just above this that we're in, and it was leaking. So now we can start to close this ceiling up because I want to be able to put my lights in. My lights are recessed lights, so the ceiling has to be up for them to have a mount. So the wire's already there. When I get the ceiling up, I cut the hole, pull the wire through, hook the fixture up, power it all up right here, and it'll be good to go. Where I'm standing right now is going to be the shower. Roughly 6.5 feet long, 36 inches wide. We're going to have 2 shower heads, one rain shower right there, and then another shower head right here, a little bit lower with the nozzle that you can take, and they're really good for cleaning up too when you're done. What's up, BK? How you doing? We got Sophia in the building, BK in the building, Tim in the building. This is nice. Betty in the building. All my favorites. I am good. Thank you. How are you? although I'm late for asking. I'm super. But I'll explain a little bit about what's going on here. That's a 1 inch foam. That's about the height of my drain. That's about what my drain's going to end up at. Put that in yesterday. So what that means is the floor that I'm standing on, the shower, is going to get built up to that 1 inch, and then it's going to taper down a little bit because I'm going to build it up a little higher than that 1 inch, and then taper it down to 1 inch is my lowest over here where the drain is. And then that ought to allow me to go ahead and start putting all this stuff in and the waterproofing and all that. So I may put the bedding in tonight and get my drainage established. As you can see, here's my dirty trowel. I got to clean some of that stuff up before I do that. I'll do that. Maybe show y'all how to do it. Something else I really wanted you guys to see. What was it? Oh, maybe just hanging that ceiling tonight. I might do that. Life is wonderful. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, I hope. Yeah, it's a big shower in the room, but this is gonna be an apartment eventually. So this is it's still gonna be almost a 5 foot vanity I'm gonna build and put in here. So it's gonna be a fairly big bathroom, not a huge bathroom, but a fairly adequate bathroom, because down here in this space, that's a room that used to be my very first shop here. I was in there for about a year, but just doing my cabinet building and stuff, but not really any woodworking. And I was actually using the garage for the cars. Imagine that. But now that's going to be a separate room, and there's a patio screened in porch off of it. I don't know if you can see it back there. It's just a bunch of stuff in there, so I ain't going to try to go back there. But a screened in porch off of that. And so that can be a nice space. That can be like a living room space. And then over here, I'm not going to show you that space, but over here, there's just going to be a big old bedroom. And then over here, kitchenette. I'm going to knock that wall down. There'll be a kitchenette on the back side of this, a little kitchen area and laundry closet. And it'll be a little apartment. Hopefully one of my kids will come back home and move in. All we're trying to do is just keep the kids here forever. That's all we're doing. But at most, this can be a little 2 bedroom apartment down here. And, at least it'll be another bedroom for the house and another bathroom for the house. And, hopefully it'll be a nice one. And, squeeze some equity out of this bad boy. Thanks, BK. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start figuring out what I want to do about this floor. I think I need to go make an announcement to my wife that the kitchen is now available for its intended purpose. She doesn't have to hide in the bedroom. These knees, I tell you. Sweet, darling, beautiful woman. Sweet, darling, beautiful woman. I'd like to alert you that the sink is back at operational condition. Oh, good. And you may begin your responsibilities.
Yes. Exactly.
Take your time, baby. You're so cute. She just got off work, so she's very nappy. So nappy. Taking a little nappy poo. All right. So what do I do in the meantime? Since I can't eat victuals, I can take my stuff downstairs. See what we got to do down here. I do want to make a not a sheath, but almost like a little storage block for my knife. A you know how when you put a chef's knife in a little knife block? I don't even know what you call them. That's how uncultured I am. But I want to make one for my knife. And my knives, to some degree, right, trying to make an extremely useful knife, right? I want it nice and useful, but I also want it super pretty. And you know what I mean? I can't kid myself about that. I want them cute. Because I want them cute, I want also storage for them to be cute. And I think these are more along the lines of art pieces that have a useful function, right? Like maybe this is at your desk as a letter opener or something. You know what I mean? But I don't know who's going to actually, I don't want to use that as anything other than something like that I can keep it nice. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm going to try to make something out of this and got some ideas about what might be cool storage for this particular blade. And I think I'm going to get going on it. What I also need to do is go get my light back. So I am going to do that. What we got looks good to me. Hang tight, you'll still be able to hear me. I'm gonna go get my good lighting. Just give me the light, yeah, yeah. Blung, 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 blung. Baka, baka, bung, bung. Just give me the light and pass it through. I don't know what he said, so I'm gonna flow. Pretend that I didn't know. All right. Anything in here we want to take with us in there? Just this Alpha Justice clown. Lord on Judgment Day called Joe Brown. Take MCs to town with the fourth pound. Ashes to ashes, they all fall down. Everybody talking about they blasting. You making moves or if you acting. Talking out the whole. Should have watched a curly hair and peasy afro. I am back. Thank you for those 10 likes. You 10 liking me motor scooters, you. Thank you. Let's see if we can get something done with it. Hopefully I can see my chat on my phone. And then I'll be able to respond to you all a little bit better, more diligently, and whatnots. I'm not good at maneuvering quickly with this phone. It's not. All right. Yeah, this is going to be just long enough to carry that. And what I am going to do is exactly what I think BK just suggested. I'm going to cut an additional chunk of wood, and I am going to give this a cover. So this is going to be sort of like a stand. Get you for the look as I can figure. So those are my outlines. My tolerances should be pretty tight. Now I can sort of chisel out what I want. What you want, baby, I got what you need. I want that for. Okay, I'm way too old for y'all. I don't get it. You don't get it, do you, punks? All right, this will work. I might go get my arm though. I think I might go get my arm. Might be better for this slapplication. BRB. That's internet talk for I'll be right back. YouTube. I don't like to brag. We have a good thing, YouTuber. Let's see. Came in and locked that down. I do need this. Don't need that. I gotta climb up on the ceiling to get that down. But I'm willing. There ain't nothing, nothing, nothing. Ugh. Don't make me fall on the floor. I don't want to hurt anymore. Won't you come closer? Do, 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 do. Closer and close. All right. I think that's going to be better for you. You'll see. Pardon me. West Georgia is considered deep south, right? Yeah, absolutely. Georgia is considered deep south. Absolutely. Honey, thanks hit 13K subscribers. Yeah, let's do it, honey. Sorry, I'm calling this dude Miss. Okay, my honey's handmade, but congratulations, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. that is sweet as that curl that just came up on that wood. That's sweet. Hearing that news. See you later, BK. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, Pilato, how you doing? Thanks for hanging out. Oh no, Pilato, this is not for the sink. This is. I'm sorry, the sink work is done. This is for this knife. It's gonna hold that knife for me. Yes, we took care of the sink a little bit earlier and faster than we expected. We were glad to do it and get it done, but I didn't bother changing the title once I started. Nope. Hey, Rob. Yeah, I'm okay. How you doing, man? So I think that's going to work for what I want. And got options. Duke. And then there is, oh, then there is the Purple Heart. So let's let the knife decide. Hard to tell which is the better match, right? They both kind of work. I think I'm going to go with the Purple Heart. So get another situation together over here. Situation. Sacrifice, but I think I like this pattern. I think that'll be good. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it, cut it. Kind of like the graduation. You're gonna be complex. So we got some easy enough answers for that. Over here at the soul, at the shawl. Sometimes you feel like a motherless child. I like it. But first, we got an additional adventure. We're going to cut this in half. And we are going to do it over there on the other side of the room. On the other side of the room. Right here. All right, let's go ahead and get our all right. My table saw sled is not complex. It really ain't. Pretty much it. that's so high. I need a clamp for this thing, though. I swear. Or do I just push it through? I might just push it through. Yeah, the Purple Heart is a fave for sure. So the question becomes now, is this an appropriate container for a knife? This is how that was. I think my saw's a little bit imperfect. I don't think that was a 90-degree cut. That might have been a half degree off. But the question at hand is not that. The question at hand is, how is this going to work? Excellent. And then the question is this the answer? Or is that the answer? I like this. Don't think I hate that either. Got some things to think about, but the first thing that has to get done is this has to get glued. That works excellently. Oh my God, look at that. If I had some way of making that pretty, I wouldn't even need nothing else. Set that knife in a little half sheet and you just sit it in the cradle and let it rest like that. That would be dope. What if I put a little slight angle on it, let it lean back a little bit? I'm kind of like a little of that blade showing. I'm kind of into it. Not available to cut yourself. I got a tendency to get too fancy. Let me just go ahead, glue this on like it is. Throw some clamps on it. Sure, I get a good bond. Then, while it's drying, I can rethink design stuff. I'm gonna be a little heavy on the edge, relatively speaking, obvious reasons. I want to be sure there's glue everywhere. I just want to make sure nothing's running into my grooves, into my bolster area, as it will. The pretentious people still say that, as it will. Ugh, I got a little chip out of that. I'll bevel it. I'll run the little excess off the edge. And some clamps on this joint. Little plastic clamps don't put as much pressure. In some instances, that is a good thing. Clamp here. I hope everybody's having a good day. And I'm going to let that sit dry. And while it sits and dries, I'm going to go have a little bit of dinner. And I'll come back. This will be dry. And then we'll move on to the design stuff here because there's got to be more to this than that. But we'll figure it out together. Be back in a little bit. Thanks for anybody that hung out. Thanks to everybody that hung out. Please hit the like button if you would. If you would. I'll be back again. It wasn't safe. Pardon me, it wasn't safe. Oh no. Temperature, weather? Or you are a menace today. Is that what's happening? You're menacing. I am going to attempt to get back into the bathroom tonight and get more done. Hoping to put the lights in. Hoping to get that ceiling hung. Wind was too harsh. Oh, that's crazy. It must have been heavy rain, heavy wind. I don't get much of that. We get a couple of trees down though, here and there. But again, I think these knives are mine, particularly this kind of knife when I'm doing this kind of stuff. I think I'm aiming more towards art than can I be the best knife smith. Um, but I want to be a decent one. Tin roof, strong winds ain't good. Yeah, it can make you nervous in a hurry. Phew. Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I appreciate you. As soon as I got something else to show you, I'll be back to show you. I have some ideas, but we'll see how they go. In the meantime, I'm gonna take a little minute. I'm gonna go grab me something to eat, and I will be back in maybe an hour. Thanks for hanging out. Wes does it.